Shalom, my friends. Come in. Don't just stand there at the door. Pull up a chair. Maybe have a glass of tea. Zev has something on his mind today. Something that's been simmering slowly like a good coolant. We're going to talk about two little words. One we use perhaps too easily, and the other, perhaps not enough. Yes and no. Specifically, in the world of money, of your hard-earned shekels, of your investments. The title of this video is Why Jews Say No More Than Yes When Investing. And I know, it sounds a bit negative, doesn't it? But stay with me. The no we're going to explore today isn't a no of fear or pessimism. It's a no of wisdom. A no that builds. A no that protects. It is the strong fence around your garden that allows the good things to grow in peace. In the modern world, we are bombarded. Buy this. Invest in that. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Your news feed, your brother-in-law, even the fellow in front of you at the bakery, they all have a hot tip. It's a constant pressure to say yes. The fear of missing out, the famous FOMO, can be stronger than reason. We feel that if we don't jump on every boat that passes, we'll be left on the shore forever. But the Jewish tradition, a tradition that has survived empires and exiles, teaches us a different lesson. It teaches us the immense protective power of a well-placed no. Let's dig a little deeper. Where does this mindset come from? Let's dip into some of our philosophical pillars. Consider the concept of Bal Tashchit, you shall not destroy, or you shall not waste. In the Torah, this refers specifically to not cutting down fruit-bearing trees during the siege of a city. But, like everything in our tradition, the rabbis expanded this idea. Bal Tashchit became a principle against waste in all its forms. Not wasting food, not wasting clothes, not wasting time, and of course, not wasting your resources, your capital. Your money isn't just paper, it is condensed lifetime, it is effort, it is potential. Every impulsive yes to a questionable investment, to a fleeting trend, is an act of financial Bal Tashchit. It's like taking the seeds you've saved for the spring planting and throwing them on rocky soil in the middle of winter. Why? Because someone told you there might be a miracle harvest. Wisdom says no. Wisdom protects the seeds. Now, let's deepen this farmer analogy. A wise farmer, let's call him Reuven, doesn't just toss his seeds. He spends weeks preparing the field. He smells the earth. He crumbles it between his fingers to check the moisture. He looks to the sky, not just for today's weather, but for the patterns of the seasons. He says no to planting too early, even if the first sunny spring day tempts him. He says no to using all his fertilizer at once. He says no to seeds from an unknown salesman who promises unrealistic results. Each of these no's is an active decision to ensure the yes of a bountiful harvest in the future. Investing is the same. Your no to a meme stock, your no to a get-rich-quick scheme, your no to aggressive sales pressure. These are the acts that prepare your financial field for real, sustainable growth. Let's touch on another cornerstone. Tzedakah. Many translate it as charity, but the root of the word, tzedek, means justice or righteousness. To do tzedakah is to act justly. And how does this connect to saying no? Well, part of being righteous with your wealth is stewarding it responsibly. A hasty yes, fueled by greed, what our sages would call the yetzer hara, the evil inclination, can annihilate your ability to practice true tzedakah in the future. If you lose your savings on a wild scheme, how can you help your community, support institutions, take care of your family, or help a stranger in need? A careful, deliberate no today preserves and grows your capacity to do good tomorrow. By protecting your capital, you are not being selfish. You are ensuring that the well from which others may need to drink does not run dry because of your recklessness. Let me tell you a story. Imagine two cousins, David and Leo. David was the yes man. He'd hear a rumor at the club, read a headline about a new technology, and poof, he was in. Yes to the biotech company no one had ever heard of. Yes to the dog-themed cryptocurrency. Yes to a real estate venture in Antarctica. Maybe an exaggeration, but you get the point. He was on a constant quest for the big score, the gimel on the dreidel of life. Leo, meanwhile, was quieter. He spent his time reading reports, understanding balance sheets. People would come to him with the same opportunities they offered David. Leo would listen patiently, ask hard questions. What's the business model? Who are the competitors? What is their debt load? And more often than not, at the end, he would smile warmly and say, "You know, that sounds interesting, but it's not for me. I wish you luck." He said no, 99 times, so that he could say one informed, confident yes on the 100th. Years passed. David had thrilling stories of wins and losses, a financial roller coaster. Leo. Well, Leo built steady, growing wealth. He funded his children's education, he cared for his elderly parents, and he became a pillar of Tzedakah in his synagogue. Leo's no was his most powerful construction tool. This brings us to our third pillar, l'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. This is perhaps the most crucial concept here. We are not in this world just for ourselves. We are a link in a chain. We receive traditions, values, and sometimes resources from our parents and grandparents, and it is our sacred duty to pass these on, strengthened, to our children and grandchildren. A reckless yes to an extreme financial risk doesn't just jeopardize your comfort in retirement. It jeopardizes the foundation you are building for future generations. It's like taking your great-grandmother's challah bread recipe, perfected over 100 years, and randomly deciding to throw chili powder in it because someone told you it was the new thing. You can destroy something precious. Saying no to these impulses is an act of generational preservation. It is saying, I honor the work of those who came before me, and I protect the legacy of those who will come after. The financial world is noisy, my friends. It's like the shuk market in Jerusalem on a Friday afternoon. 1,000 voices, smells, and colors, all competing for your attention. It's easy to get lost, to be swept up in the crowd. But the wise investor, the modern Shtetl Sage, learns to tune out the noise. He develops an internal filter. That filter is built from his values, Bal Tashchit, Tzedakah, l'dor v'dor, his personal goals, and an honest knowledge of the limits of his own wisdom. Saying no is the mechanism of that filter. It is not a blockage, it is a selection process. And admitting you don't know something is a sign of immense strength, not weakness. Maimonides, the great Rambam, taught that the highest form of wisdom is to admit, I do not know. When you are faced with a complex investment product full of jargon and vague promises, the wisest, strongest act is to say, I don't fully understand this, so the answer is no. That is infinitely smarter than a timid yes in the hopes that it all works out. So the next time you feel that pang of anxiety, that fear of being left behind as everyone else seems to be getting rich on some new craze, take a deep breath. Remember the farmer Reuven, tending to his seeds. Remember Leo, asking his hard questions. Think of the chain of generations of which you are a part. Ask yourself, does this potential yes serve my long-term values? Or is it just feeding a momentary fear or greed? If the answer is the latter, find the strength to say the most powerful word in wealth building. No. That no is not the end of an opportunity. It is the protection of your future. It is the wisdom that ensures you will have the resources to say yes to what truly matters.